Okay, so hi, I am Karen Taylor, originally Karen Cotton from Steel Pond, Maryland. My mom and dad started the family reunion probably 40 years ago. I think it was after my grandmother died, because my mom was adopted, and after her mother died, so many of her family came down from New Jersey, and we started the Cotton and Ford family reunion. That's really how it started. We had never met them before, and so I would say everything is not bad about a funeral, because at the funeral you do get to meet a lot of your family that you don't ordinarily meet. Anyway, so that was many years ago, and I don't know how many years went by before some of the family members decided that they wanted to have a family reunion again. And so 6 years ago, my daughter, Jamise, along with Tyree, my brother's daughter, Sherry, I think it was, and Shanae, so it was about 4 or 5 of the first cousins, and a second cousin, because Cuppy, she was in it too. So they decided that they wanted to start up a family reunion again, and we had that reunion at Wharton Park. And we had a nice time, but it was a small crowd, and it was really a good feeling to see everybody all at one time. Anyway, so at that point, it was like, okay, well, if everybody chip in and everybody comes, it's worth whatever the sacrifice is, you know. So I've just enjoyed every year having a family reunion. And the reason that we've been having it at Betterton, because they asked me to be in charge, and it's free. Well, they asked for a $50 deposit, but then you get your money back. So I'm all about trying to make ends meet and do whatever we have to do so that the hardship is not on everybody. It's not hard, you know what I mean? Anyway, so I love my family. I am the proud great-grandmother this year. I have 2 great-grandchildren. One was born in April, Kalani, Raylan, and then I have one was born in June, Salih Aki. I have 2 of my daughters are here today. I have Jamise.
Hey, Jamise.
Hello. And then I have Shanita, who is the grandmother of my great-grandbaby. So she's called Grandma, okay? And so, so, you know, we have a loving family. We really do. And I just feel as though we don't get together long enough. This is my oldest granddaughter, okay? Do we look alike? What's your name?
Let me see.
This is Talia, my oldest granddaughter. Yes. She's also a Virginia State University graduate last year. Yeah, so we're proud of her. Definitely. And we're going to keep her in the family.
Yeah.
Don't kick me out.
But yeah, so it's been wonderful. I'm just glad that we got contact numbers and names where we can call each other and be able to just talk, let people know what's going on. And you know, if somebody passed away, I live in Hurlock. Y'all don't know. Sometime before I find out somebody's dead, they're already buried.
Wow.
You know, we had a cousin Sissy Scott's daughter, Elaine, she passed away.
Who's Sissy Scott?
Cousin Sissy Scott is Uncle Norman Wicks's daughter.
Now, who's Uncle Norman Wicks?
Uncle Norman Wicks is Grandpa Charlie's brother. Yeah. And so when Elaine, her oldest daughter, passed away, when I found out about it, it was too late.
So who was Grandpa Charlie's father?
Grandpa Charlie's father. I may not be able to go back that far.
Sherman Wicks.
Sherman Wicks, okay. But then wasn't it a Sherman Cotton too somewhere?
Sherman Cotton,
Yeah. But you know, life is good. And we need to be able to enjoy each other, you know, and not every time you gather, it's a funeral. So I'm just enjoying it. Family reunions mean the world to me, you know. My mom, she always got excited at the family reunion. It's a lot of work, but it's worth it. It's worth it, you know. You know it's supposed to rain today, right? God is good. I say speak to the elements. Speak to it. Like everybody wanted to know what they're gonna bring, what they're gonna bring. I said, bring good weather. So I'm happy, and I've just enjoyed myself this whole time.
Now, tell
The
me something.
planning.
I asked Ray, he said you would know. How did Ma and Mary get over here to Stillpine and make the Stillpine Church the family church? You know what I mean?
Oh, Grandma Mary. Well, they actually lived in Dutchtown.
What's this right here?
Oh, this is my second grandbaby, and this is my third one. So she had my first great grandbaby, which is Kaylani. This is Tayana. This is Imaya, and she had my she had my first grandbaby son, right? Great grandson. Am I in the frame? She said that she in the picture. How about me? They like pictures. Can you tell? They like pictures. Can you tell? Thank you guys. So Grandma Mary used to live in Dutchtown.
Okay,
She lived in Dutchtown. My dad said that they would walk from Dutchtown to Stillpine to the church. Stay all day long, eat at the hall. When they left Dutchtown, they would have a bag, their lunch, their dinner, or whatever. They would stay to the hall and eat there, and then go back to church.
So how did she get to Dutchtown? They were from Pomona and
They were from Sandy Bottom or Broadneck. I don't know. I guess the same way like Aunt Ruth ended up in Centerville. I don't know.
I saw where she was worked in houses.
I think most of them did. What kind of work did Aunt Ardell do? Housework. Aunt Harriet, she domestic. Aunt Carolyn, almost all of them. Aunt Ruth, she did domestic work too.
So we lost that. That's another story. Now another group of people doing that.
Yeah, Hispanic. We'll find some of those after a while. They be in our family.
Now, you were real good with the Johnson family. Tell us what you know about the Johnson, the connection, and all of it. You gave me a lot of good stuff.
Well, you talking about Grandma Angelo?
Yes.
I don't really know a lot. I just know Grandma Angelo's maiden name was Johnson. How'd I find that out? I looked in Uncle Walter's obituary, and it said Angelo Johnson Wicks in his obituary. So I'm like, oh, so we related to the Johnsons somewhere. And that's what I knew that guy, Mr. Tim Johnson, was our relative of ours, but I didn't know how.
Tim's father, that Brenda was sister.
We're brother and sister. So how were they related again?
Sister and brother.
Brother and sister. So his father was who?
Walter, they call him Buck Johnson.
Oh, okay.
Remember the guy he called Buck?
I didn't know him. I didn't know him.
But his name was Walter.
Walter Johnson and Grandma Angela were brother and sister.
Brother and sister, yeah.
Okay. Were there any more?
That's only two
Did you know?
that I was familiar with.
Okay. Okay.
And
Yeah.
And another thing, it's good to keep obituaries.
Yes, it is.
Because it's a
history.
record that you can go back and research and come forward later on in it.
Yep. Yep, it sure is. I have 4 generations out here today, and I'm just so happy. That's just in my family, 4 generations. So me, my children, my grandchildren, and my
great-grandchildren.
yeah.
That's 4 right
So
there.
I'm just happy about
We
that.
have another cousin that was supposed to be here, but I don't see her. You remember Flossie Johnson?
She was here. You interviewed her.
Up there on the corner,
You did. That was her.
right here.
Didn't you talk to her? She's related to the Chisholms.
The pink one?
Yeah, the pink
with the pink
flower.
pants on.
That was
That's her.
to teach in the school.
Yeah.
That was her?
Yeah. That's Nina and Janola's mom.
That's see, I didn't really know that.
Oh,
Like this
okay.
is like now.
Yeah.
I videoed her. I
Oh,
recorded
you
her.
Yeah, you recorded her. That's her. And that's her sister with the gold on, Emily.
Okay.
And I said, here's what I knew. I knew we were related to Flossie, but I didn't know we were related to Emily. They got the same mother and the same father, but I didn't know that. I knew I knew who Emily's mother was. I didn't know who Flossie's mom was because ever since I was a child, Flossie always lived in Quaker Neck.
Yep.
Emily lived in Big Woods. Yeah.
Because during them days, people didn't talk about how to live out.
Yeah.
Like I said,
I want you to go over there and look in that white cooler and get